Hello, this is Jill from Paper Daisy Crafting. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the UK, and my aim is to bring you inspirational projects that will give you some ideas for your own projects. This card is a card I posted for our Project Share blog hop, which the theme was our favourite technique. And my favourite technique is using die cuts rather than stamping. And I was using die cuts a long time before I'd even heard of Stampin' Up. Hadn't done any stamping at that stage. And so I thought I'd go back to that today. The dies I'm using are called Around the Bend. Let me just find them. They're in the spring catalogue, in the mini catalogue. And you get how many dies? 13, does that say? My eyes are bad. 13 dies. And I love all these curved ones. I think they're going to be really useful. I've used this one today. This is my background die I've used there. But I've also used these flowers. I love these flowers and leaves. And I've used these on my design today. So let's get started. I'm going to change it up. I did this one in, this was Fresh Freesia and Pool Party, so sort of subtles really, pastels. So today we're going to change it up and do a nice bright card. So I have my card blank. My card blank measures 14.5 by 10.5 centimetres. So that's nearly half a sheet of A4, just slightly short, because I tend to either do it 15 or 14.5, so I can get 2 cards out of a sheet. I don't like the odd measurements of 14.8 or whatever it would be. And then I've got a piece of Daffodil Delight, and I've cut that half a centimetre smaller than my card base, which means it is 14 by 10 centimetres, and I'm just going to glue that on to start with. So we're working with these nice bright colours today. Can you guess what colour I'm going to bring in after Daffodil Delight? What would go well with Daffodil Delight? It's a surprise. Stay watching to find out. Not a colour combination that I've worked with very often, but I quite like it. We used a lot of petal pink, polished pink recently. Thought I'd have a change today and go with yellow instead. Right, so there's my card blank with the panel on it. Now I'm going to take a piece of DSP, pattern paper, and this is from our family stacks. This is our Brights family stack, which is on, let me find out for you which page it's on. At the back here, DSP, no, it is there. They're these on page 135. So you can get both, get the in colours, or you can get the four families, and I find them really useful. I've loved them. I've loved this year's designs especially. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this down minus another half a centimetre. So whereas it was 10, I'm going to cut it down to 9.5. And whereas it was, oh, I can't do it on this trimmer. I need my bigger trimmer. Where's the bigger trimmer gone? There it is. And then instead of 14, it's going to be 13.5. So the measurements were 14.5 for the card blank, 14 for the card panel, and now 13.5 for the patterned paper panel. If you're working in inches, you can just go down by 1/4 of an inch. If you want the same sort of borders as I've got, of course you don't have to. You can have other borders. So that's going to layer on here, like so. But before I do that, I'm going to glue on my panel. So I've already die cut this, as I said, from our large die from the set, this one. So I just had a square of card and just put that on there and die cut it, and now that's going to fit on here. So I just need to mark where I need to trim it down, because it's going to be a little bit too big, I think. So it's going to go there, and actually it's not much too big. It's nearly fits. So I'm just going to mark that with a pencil. I can find one. Just going to mark that and just trim that little bit off, which I don't need. I want this to fit on nicely on that panel. So actually, it'd be better if I... no, I can't do it that way. How can I do it this way? We'll do it this way, but we've not got a flat edge to put it up against, so I've got to try and get it straight. There we go. Let's hope that that's straight. There we go. So that is now going to go on our panel. Like so. It's not quite straight, I don't think, but I think it's near enough. Don't think you'll notice any discrepancies. And I'm not going to glue the leaves down because I quite like that little bit of dimension and where they lift up off the card. I haven't put any dimensionals or anything, but I just quite like that. So I'm only going to put the glue on the main body of this die cut. Like so. A little bit of Tombow. Multi-purpose liquid glue. My go-to adhesive, of course. There we go. And just put that down like that. And then the whole panel is going to go on top here. And you can already see the coordination coming together here. So the brilliant Stampin' Up coordination, whereas I can take a piece of Daffodil Delight card, a piece of Daffodil Delight DSP, and they will, I know they'll coordinate, I don't need to worry. There we go. There we go. There, great. Now, the colours we're going to use to build up our pattern. So here's our original one. We're using, like I said, the big daisy, these 3 small daisies, and then these 3, that leaf, and that leaf as well. So I've die cut them already because I never think it's very thrilling sitting watching someone die cut on a video. So I have got, can you see what colour I'm going with? Mango Melody. So I'm going to have a Mango Melody flower there, 2 Daffodil Delights, and then in the centre, opposite colours, like so. And then the leaves are just going to tuck in behind. And these are in Pear Pizzazz, my leaves this time. So I thought they went quite nicely, that green. We've got a lot of greens in the Stampin' Up catalogue, but Pear Pizzazz is one of my go-tos. So like that. So I've got some spares here that I won't need, but they'll come in useful for another project, I'm sure. Oh, I'm quite liking this colour scheme, though. I wasn't sure when I started designing it. Okay, so let's get gluing. Right, before I glue, I'm going to take all my flowers and I'm going to take a piece of foam. This is just a bit of fun foam, and I've got an embossing tool with quite a wide tip on it, and I'm just going to give them a bit of dimension, like so. So just pressing down in. So you could use the end of a pencil, or I don't know, anything really. You don't necessarily need an embossing tool, but I just happen to have this one. So that's the 3 big ones, and then I'm going to do the little ones as well, and hopefully as I'm doing this the little ones in the middle will drop out, which it has. Almost all of them have dropped out of that one. Good. So I want those little holes to show. I don't want them filled in. But funny, everyone is doing it every time. So everyone is coming out apart from one, but it's a different one each time. It's interesting. Oh, and this is just going to be different. It's going to have 2. Oh no, just 1. There we go. They're all out. Good. Okay, so we can layer them up. So I can put a little bit of glue on here and here and here. Oops, going walkabout. And then this goes in the middle here. Go in the middle here. And then go in the middle here. So just got a little dimension, a bit of dimension on those flowers. And then this is going to go on here. And this is going to go on here. And then this is going to go, oops, that fell off. On here, and then just if you're working at home, you might just want to leave that for a little while, just for the glue to dry. Obviously I'm not going to wait for the glue to dry because I'm working on camera here. Come on, glue down, stick. There, okay. And then we're going to take the leaves. Which one am I going to use? I'm going to use this one. And again, I'm not going to glue the whole leaf down. Just going to do the stem and a couple of the base leaves, just so that there's, again, a little bit of dimension behind these. One goes up there. This one, I think I've got a little bit too much dimension on my flowers. That's the problem. They don't want to lie flat. There we go. This one is going to pop up behind here. And then this little one just fits nicely in the corner here. So yeah, I hope this technique was all right for our blog hop. I felt a bit of a fraud because I'm not sure it is a bona fide technique using die cuts, but I went with it. And it's our blog hop, so it's only, we're all admins, so it's only us that can object. And then lastly, I've just put a happy birthday there. The happy birthday I'm using is from Days to Remember. Another useful stamp set that will stay in my stash forever. And it's this little happy birthday there. I'm just going to make sure that I've cleaned this stamp. I'm not sure whether I did after I stamped with Fresh Freesia, and I definitely don't want Fresh Freesia in my Mango Melody stamp pad. So I'm just going to take my Mango Melody pad and ink this up and line this up, hopefully straight, and there. And there we've got two lovely birthday cards. Very pleased with these designs. Hope you like them as well. Could experiment with lots of different colour schemes to do this. Be nice. Lots of options. You could add some pearls or some other bling if you wanted to. I've just left mine fairly plain, but you could add other things. So hope you like those. Of course, everything that I've used on my video is available below in my online shop. There's links to all the products I've used, or you can just go straight to my online shop and search for yourself. These dies again are called Around the Bend dies. They're fairly new. They're like I say, they're in the mini catalogue. And Days to Remember stamp set as well, yeah, of course. And like I said, the DSP is on, was it 135 in the catalogue, I think? Forgotten already. Anyway, that's it from me today. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you've got time to leave a comment, I'd love that. But meanwhile, have a great day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.